God bless Doug Poppa, an honest cop.
See, we did it, Doug. You don't come out, you don't buck the system. No matter what the reason is, you just can basically keep your mouth shut.
The high price one cop is paying for telling the truth.
From Las Vegas, Nevada, this is the Doug Poppa Podcast, episode 154, from Monday, May 27th, 2024, with another exclusive breaking news story. Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department police officers harassed, provoked citizens, violated civil rights, and made false arrests on the Las Vegas Strip, according to police sources who spoke to the Doug Poppa Podcast. The allegations I'm about to discuss here are stunning. This illegal police operation involved plainclothes and uniformed cops working out of the Convention Center Area Command under the direction of Squad Supervisor Sergeant Kevin Menon, spelled M-E-N-O-N, according to the sources. Captain Stephen Connell, C-O-N-N-E-L-L, is the bureau commander of the Convention Center Area Command that covers the Las Vegas Strip, and Lieutenant Bradley Walford, W-A-L-F-O-R-D, is Sergeant Menon's supervisor. The Doug Poppa Podcast was told that law-abiding citizens were targeted based on their appearance and whether they looked like, quote-unquote, shitbags and/or thugs. BMAs, according to police lingo, are black male adults, were the main target. It was profiling on steroids, I was told. Plainclothes officers would intentionally shoulder bump or shoulder block citizens. In other words, forcibly bump into them to goad the unsuspecting person into an angry reaction to start an altercation and/or disturbance, at which time uniformed police officers who were lying in wait would approach. The uniformed officers would then separate both parties. The citizen would be placed under arrest for disorderly conduct or some other charge, and the plainclothes cop would then be released and continue on to look for another target, and the same scenario would repeat itself until the end of the shift. The arrested person never knew that it was a covert, on-duty police officer that started the provocation to goad them into the reaction that caused their arrest. Sources say that Sergeant Menon was told by other supervisors that what he was doing was illegal and he shouldn't do it. Allegedly, Sergeant Menon's response was, quote, "The captain has my back," and "we're only going after shitbags." Sources say in one incident, Sergeant Menon himself was in plain clothes and in handcuffs to enhance the scenario after a citizen was provoked and the uniformed officers came on scene. And the whole thing went to shit when the detained citizen started to fight with the uniformed officers. Another incident allegedly involved one of the falsely accused persons where a vehicle key fob was found on his person. That subject, according to sources, was driven apparently against his will to the Caesars Palace parking structure where his car was illegally searched without a search warrant and/or consent. Again, this is coming from sources. This is just a synopsis, people, of what I was told. At some point, somebody filed a complaint. I was told that the Internal Affairs Bureau initiated an investigation, and Sergeant Menon and everybody on his squad have been admonished as the investigation is underway. I think you can get the picture here, folks, of what happened. You're a citizen walking down the street on the Las Vegas Strip, minding your own business. Somebody approaches you and forcibly bumps into you intentionally to provoke a reaction. And unbeknownst to you, that person is a police officer who wants to make an arrest for stats, and the only reason he approached you was because he doesn't like the way you look. Now, all this is true. Police officer just committed battery under the law. In addition, he committed oppression under the color of office because he's an on-duty police officer and knew what he was doing. Now let's go back to the alleged incident in Caesar's Palace. If they took that guy from one location to another against his will, without probable cause to hold him, those cops committed kidnapping. You also have possible federal civil rights violations here, folks. Personnel at the Clark County District Attorney's Office, I am told, are also aware of this. How much of an active role Captain Steve Connell and Lieutenant Bradley Walford had in this is yet to be known to me. If everything I was told is true, then what we have here, ladies and gentlemen, is a criminal conspiracy by a group of cops to intentionally violate a person's civil rights based solely on their appearance, and in furtherance of that, committed criminal violations of the law. What I don't know right now is the status of any of the criminal charges of the targeted citizens and whether any of those charges have been adjudicated in court. The leadership of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, as I have previously reported on over the years, have a pattern and practice of cover-ups and lies. The United States Department of Justice, in my opinion, should take a look at the allegations that were raised in this podcast. My investigation is continuing because I got much more information on this and some ancillary stuff surrounding some of the people that I mentioned in this podcast. Folks, remember to support my work if you can at paypal.me/Doug Poppa. I'm an independent investigative journalist, and everything I do comes out of my expense. Audio versions of this video cast are available, as usual, on Spotify and iHeartRadio and other platforms. If you want to contact me, I have an encrypted email service, and it's dpoppa@proton.me. Serious inquiries only. Don't send me any BS because I will not respond. Ladies and gentlemen, what I just discussed here is extremely, extremely troubling. And when police say, when I hear this stuff, that, based on their appearance, what does a thug look like? What does a, quote, a shitbag look like? Because I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, when I go out, especially to the store, if they're going on appearance, if whatever appearance is that they're picking these people out to provoke, good thing I'm not walking down the strip because I might have found myself locked up on a charge because a cop instigated the trouble. And, in reality, it's the cops who should have been arrested, not the citizens. So that's it for right now, ladies and gentlemen. See you on the next podcast, and have a good evening.
If I wouldn't do it all over again, I would take the badge and I would leave it on somebody's desk and get out of police work.
One man who confronted truth and consequences.